Hello, so a few weeks ago I asked on Instagram what you guys would like to make videos of, and housemate and friend Mallory suggested that I do a review of ghosts, as in like television ghosts, not the TV programme, though maybe I should do that. But I was like, I like this idea, but I'm gonna cut this down slightly and I'm gonna review Doctor Who ghosts, so that is what I'm doing today. So I've watched a couple episodes of Doctor Who. I'm gonna move to, oh, hello. Stop it. I was halfway through watching a Dr. Mike video when I started filming this, but you are not needed to hear Dr. Mike, sorry. I'm gonna move to the side a little bit. I can't be bothered to make the rating chart thing, so just gonna chat about ghosts in some Doctor Who episodes. Why not? I'm gonna put the episode here. Just gonna put screenshots because I don't want to get copyright striked. So we're gonna start with Army of Ghosts. Now I've given this 3 ratings, which I'll do in a little second, but I'll give you my generic thoughts first. I haven't rewatched this episode for a while, and I don't know why, but I remember it, watching it gave me COVID vibes, for the reason that there was just this thing that happened to like the whole world, and everyone just like decided that it was fine, and that everyone was just like getting on with things, and there just like wasn't an issue anymore, and everyone was just like living their life, which reminded me of COVID a little bit, where like this worldwide thing happened and then a bunch of people decided, oh yeah, it's probably fine, and then they all decided it was fine, even though it wasn't, as it also isn't in this episode. So I'm gonna give this a spooky factor of 2 out of 5. It is not spooky really at all. I'm gonna give this an enjoyment factor of 5 out of 5. This is an A-star episode. I really like this episode. Is it a ghost? Given that sort of 3, not really a ghost, is it? They're Cybermen. They are people, sort of. So I'll give it that. And also they kind of look like ghosts-ish. So is it a ghost? Give it a 3. So we're going to do the Unquiet Dead. I really enjoyed this episode. Shout out to Untortured fans, you'll understand why I like this episode a bit more. Need to rewatch it, I haven't watched it for ages. Yeah, this is a good one. I'm looking at this and I'm giving it a spooky factor of 4 out of 5. I think it has, maybe in hindsight, has a bit of a higher spooky factor, because it's not like a scary episode, no, it's really off, but it is trying to, I don't know, it is a little bit spooky, so maybe a 4.5 for the spooky factor. Enjoyment, 4 out of 5, another excellent episode, maybe even might be set to a 4.5. Is it a ghost? I get another 4 out of 5. They resemble ghosts a lot more than the ghosts in Army of Ghosts do, but they are still not an actual ghost. No, we haven't come across any actual ghosts yet. And then we have the Shakespeare Code. This used to be one of my favourite episodes of Doctor Who, but I've written in my notes here, which is why I keep looking down. I'm looking at my notes. That it didn't age particularly well. It's still a really good episode for like the nostalgia factor, but yeah, I don't think it aged particularly well. There's some lines in it which I think are a bit iffy, and the effects in it are not great, but like, isn't that part of Doctor Who's charm, especially the effects? Like, effects being not the best is kind of a Doctor Who tradition at this point. So I gave this a spooky factor of 3 out of 5. Enjoyment of 3. Again, I think I used to enjoy this one a lot more than I currently do. And is it a ghost? A solid 1. Not much ghost action going on here at all, really. It is, they're closer to witches than ghosts. I'm not really sure why it's on this list, to be honest, but yeah, not a ghost. So then we have Mummy on the Orient Express. I forgot how good this episode was. It is really good. Kind of want to watch it again now. Yeah, it's a funky episode. Escape room in space is basically my review of it. Spooky factor 3 out of 5. Not that spooky, but kind of fun, spooky vibes. Does that make sense? Enjoyment, 5 out of 5. Great episode. Love that episode so much. I'm quite generous with my enjoyments ratings. You can probably tell. Just like Doctor Who, what can I say? Is it a ghost? 2 out of 5. I'd say this is more a ghost than the Carrionites are a ghost. It is a thing that won't die. It is like the spoilers for this episode, but like the mummy is something that should be dead and isn't dead, so it has that ghost factor, but also apart from that it's not a ghost, it's a mummy, and I'm gonna draw the line at that. They are 2 separate ghouls. Under the Lake and the episode after that as well, I watched both of them. excellent episodes again. Really forgot how good these were. I think I'd only watched these when they originally came out and I haven't rewatched them since. I don't know why, but I don't like the name Under the Lake because the thing isn't under the lake, it's in the lake. Under the lake definitely sounds better than in the lake, but it is incorrect and that does bother me. Spooky factor, I'm gonna give this so I haven't actually written the ratings down, so I'm doing this now. Spooky factor, I'm gonna give it a solid 4. I think it's got some spooky factors in there. It is a spooky kind of 2 episodes. We're gonna rate them as 1 episode. Enjoyment, solid 5 out of 5 on both of them. Well, maybe 5 out of 5 for the first one, maybe 4 out of 5 for the second one, because the first one's better. So actually, Under the Lake, I'm going at 5. Is it a ghost? I'm gonna give this a 4. I think we're getting pretty close to what a ghost actually is. You know, things die and then they come back. Now it turns out that they're not coming back like as a ghost and then they disappear, but this is as close to a ghost as we're gonna get. I'm not gonna give it as far as like a true ghost, but it is getting very, very close to a true ghost. The Haunting of Villa this word. This one, another really good episode. It is always interesting, I think, when we mix in historical characters. I think they're some of my favourite episodes when we mix in real historic events with Doctor Who. Makes my history nerd brain tingle. I enjoy that. Spooky factor is I'm gonna give it a 3. I think it starts off building it up like it's gonna be real spooky, but doesn't end up being that spooky. So I'm only gonna give it a solid 3 on that one. Enjoyment, I'm gonna give it a 4. Not one of my favourite episodes, but I do enjoy the historical characters. Honestly, most of those 4 are just for enjoyment of historical characters being characters on television. Just enjoy that. Don't really like historical fiction, but I like it when it's Doctor Who. Just like Doctor Who, what can I say? Is it a ghost? I'm gonna give this one a 3. It's not a very ghost-like ghost. It is another Cyberman. That seems to be a theme with you know, people thinking that it's haunted. However, this episode does have an actual ghost in it, so for that it is going to get a bonus point. So it's going to be a 3 for the character in the episode, and then also a 5 because this is, I believe, the only episode that actually has a ghost in it. There's a scene where there's a woman and a little girl that's never explained, so that seems to be an actual ghost. So this one gets bonus points for actually having an actual ghost in it and not just some sort of like alien thing, maybe unconfirmed, but does seem to actually have a ghost. Hide, the Doctor Who episode with Matt Smith is in this one, and yeah, this one was really good. I'm gonna give this a spooky factor of like 5. This is a spooky episode. This is the only one that really spooked me, I think, right at the start when there's like the woman doing the arm thing. Really spooky episode, and I'm gonna give it probably an enjoyment of another 5 out of 5. I think I really enjoyed this one. I really like this idea of her moving at like a different speed of time to everybody else, as someone who works in a museum and spends a lot of time thinking about the past. It's kind of cool to think that like these stories could actually just be a time traveller, you know. Did that make any sense? So is it a ghost? I'm gonna give this a 4 because the person is from the future, which doesn't qualify as a ghost because they're not dead. But there's definitely ghostly vibes. There is very, very close to ghost, as in it is a person, not an alien, like a real person who is haunting a place, but they are from the future, they are not dead, so it is not a full ghost. Well, this video is 10 minutes of me. This was a weird video. Hope you enjoyed all of my opinions about Doctor Who ghosts. I'm sure you didn't. This isn't. We're gonna end this here. If you have any requests or questions, leave them down in the comments. New videos every Wednesday. Like, subscribe, and all that jazz. We'll see you next week. Bye.